The automatic doors at Riverside Electronics slid open with that signature whoosh, the kind that makes you think, okay, maybe today won't be a total disaster. Yeah, well, that was my first clue I was dead wrong. It was Memorial Day. I'd rolled into the empty parking lot at 6:30 sharp, hoping to catch up on paperwork and inventory without the usual circus. My Civic was the only car out there, and the store should have been locked up tighter than Fort Knox. I used my manager key on the side entrance, settled in with my coffee, and let myself imagine a peaceful start. You ever have that sixth sense tingle? I was halfway through my first sip when I heard it. Click-clack, click-clack. Expensive heels echoing off our tile, growing louder, sharper, like a metronome for bad news. A voice rang out across the showroom. Loud, pushy, the kind that's never heard no and didn't plan to start. Hello? Hello? I saw your car outside. I know someone's here. You know what I mean? There's always one. I peeked out from the back office, and there she was, lit up by the emergency exit signs and those pale, early rays. Patricia Holbrook in a blinding pink velour tracksuit, bleach blonde hair teased to high heaven, gripping a designer bag and a plastic store sack like she was ready for war. Our security system was still armed. Lights off, registers cold. By every definition, we were closed. But that didn't matter to Patricia. She stomped right up to the counter, dropped her bag like a judge's gavel, and gave me this look, like she'd just discovered mold on her caviar. Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting? She snapped. 20 seconds. I could have gone to another store by now. Never mind, it was 6:35 a.m. and a national holiday. I took a breath, slipped on my well-practiced retail smile. Good morning, ma'am. I'm David, the store manager. We're actually closed for the holiday. Don't open until 9. Patricia's face twisted, pure outrage. Closed? Why are you here? Why are the doors working? This is false advertising. I'll have your job for this. She slammed a crumpled plastic bag onto the nearest display so hard the demo tablets wobbled. I bought this charger here last month. It died yesterday. I want a refund and compensation for my time. Immediately. Inside, I was counting the days to retirement. Outside, I stayed calm. I understand, ma'am. But even if we were open, I'd need your receipt. Patricia's eyes narrowed. Receipt? I don't keep receipts. That's your job. Look it up in your little system. Our systems aren't even on yet. Without a receipt, I can't process a return. It's policy. She laughed. One of those grating, entitled laughs. Let me tell you about policy, David. I've shopped here for 15 years. I probably pay your salary, which was impressive since we'd only been open for 7. I bit my tongue, repeated we were closed. That's when she whipped out her phone and started filming. This is going on social media. I'm being discriminated against. Age, gender. I know my rights. She marched toward the registers. If you won't help me, I'll help myself. Where are the refund forms? Ma'am, please don't go behind the counter. That's for employees only. But she was already ducking under, yanking drawers open, tossing papers everywhere. She found the emergency cash drawer, locked, thank God. But Patricia was on a mission. She grabbed a stapler and started prying at the lock like a discount action hero. Ma'am, I need you to stop, or I'll have to call the police. She spun, stapler in hand. Call them. I'll tell them how you've imprisoned me here. The doors opened. That's implied consent. My nephew's a lawyer. At that point, I called 911, still keeping eye contact. She didn't believe me till she heard me talking to the dispatcher. As I gave the address, Patricia's face turned red, then purple. She yanked the cash drawer so hard the lock snapped open. Fine. I'll just take what I'm owed. 40 for the charger, 60 for my trouble. Actually, make it 200 for discrimination. She stuffed bills in her handbag as the police arrived. Officer Chun and his partner Ramirez came in, both looking like they'd rather be anywhere else. Sir, can you explain what's happening? Chun asked. I gestured at Patricia, now clutching her bag to her chest like a linebacker. This woman broke into our closed store and took cash when I wouldn't process a return without a receipt. Patricia didn't miss a beat. This is a setup. The doors were open. I'm a customer. I have rights. My taxes pay your salary. Ramirez asked her to return the money and step away. This is my money. I'm owed a refund. Check the cameras. Chun was already reaching for the cuffs. We will. But first, you need to return that money. Patricia's shriek hit Mariah Carey notes. You can't arrest me. I'm a pillar of this community. PDA board, Neighborhood watch. My husband golfs with the mayor. The officers didn't care about her resume. They counted the bills, $220 in total, while Patricia claimed police brutality, elder abuse, a heart condition, everything short of alien abduction. The security footage later showed it all. Patricia prying the door sensors to trigger the locks, breaking into the cash drawer, stuffing money in her bag. The whole episode, 12 minutes. Felt like hours. As they let her out in cuffs, she was still raving about her nephew, her rights, how she'd own the store, and I'd end up working for her. You know how some folks just can't let go? The DA wasn't buying her story. Breaking and entering, still breaking and entering, no matter how the door opened. Theft is theft, even if you call it a refund. The trial was a circus. Patricia showed up looking like someone's stern grandma, her hair tamed, her suit dark, her lawyer nephew fumbling through arguments about confusion and malfunctioning doors. The jury took less than an hour. Guilty, breaking and entering, theft, destruction of property. The judge, who clearly had no patience for this brand of entitlement, gave her 6 months in county jail, knocked down to 3 with good behavior, plus a couple thousand in fines and restitution. But honestly, that wasn't the real punishment. See, someone in the courtroom had filmed Patricia's meltdown when the verdict came down. That video hit the internet like a lightning strike. Karen tries to rob store, demands refund for her crime. 3.7 million views the first week. Parents booted her from the PDA, the neighborhood watch voted her out, and even her husband's golf buddies started calling him Refund Randy at the country club. Last I heard, Patricia had to close her Facebook after a flood of reviews about her customer service skills. And get this, the charger she wanted to return? We found it in the plastic bag she'd left behind. It was from Radio Shack. Radio Shack, which hadn't even existed in our city for 2 years. The police tacked on attempted fraud, but the judge just rolled his eyes. Guess the other charges were enough. So that's how Patricia Holbrook, Queen Bee of the PDA and Neighborhood Watch, wound up with a criminal record, 3 months in county, and a lifetime ban from every Riverside Electronics in the state. All because she couldn't wait until 9 a.m. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The automatic doors that day, they were never supposed to open. Maintenance checked everything, and there was no malfunction. Security footage showed Patricia jamming the sensor with a pin cap to trigger the lock. But after all that, I started wondering, how many times do we let folks like that bend the rules, just because they scream the loudest? Anyway, what do you think? Was Patricia just confused, or did she know exactly what she was doing? Have you ever seen a customer go off the rails like that? Drop your story in the comments, and let's settle it. Where's the line between standing up for yourself and just plain entitlement? And if you think justice was served, hit that like button and tell me, what would you have done if you were in my shoes?